Analysis of Ge Weilong's The First Incense, dark love, eerie and strange, but impossible to stop. The First Incense is a novel written by Ge Weilong when she was 23 years old. It is also one of Ge Weilong's important and famous works. She uses a cold, restrained and almost crazy style to tell the story of the transformation process of the heroine Ge Weilong from a high school girl to a high-end prostitute. Many readers still can't understand why Eileen Chang, who is in her early 20s, at an age when she should be looking forward to beautiful love, tells love in such a dark, heavy, terrifying and full of holes. Perhaps the love-brain girl Ge Weilong in the novel is clearly Ge Weilong herself, who humbled to the dust for love, and who Lan Chang also looks like Kiao in The First Incense, showing off openly and nakedly in broad daylight. Shameless. Therefore, the author will analyze the so-called love in The First Incense from two aspects: time, space, environment and character. First, the Liang family mansion, a hotbed for the growth of dark love. It can be said that Ge Weilong's fall and complete change in his life trajectory were all completed in this Liang family mansion. The Liang family mansion in the novel The First Incense is high-end, grand and luxurious. Even if it is tacky, it is also very tacky. It seems to be a golden lacquered tray pulled out of nowhere in the chaotic mountains, exquisite and gorgeous. Outside the house, wild rhododendrons bloomed all over the mountain, burning down the hillside with great force and destruction. In the house, the towering white house is covered with green glazed tiles. The strong color contrast between the inside and outside of this house is fantastic and unreal, very much like an ancient imperial tomb. After reading, the house that appears in front of the readers is full of noisy colors, as if they have mistakenly entered the Bone Cave in Journey to the West, or the Lanruo Temple in a Chinese ghost story. It is difficult to distinguish between humans and ghosts, true from false, and full of darkness and weirdness. In the novel, when Ge Weilong walked into the mansion for the first time, he felt like a scholar in strange stories from a Chinese studio. After going up the mountain to visit relatives, he found that the noble family's homestead had turned into a big tomb in the blink of an eye. Ge Weilong's intuition was right. The Liang family's mansion was full of filth and evil. In a short period of time, Ge Weilong heard and saw it, and deeply realized how filthy, dirty, complicated and unreasonable it was in this mansion. But Ge Weilong was like a little white rabbit caught in the trap of the abyss to the Liang family mansion. The boundless darkness and nightmarish atmosphere devoured her body and twisted her soul. She was unable to struggle and had no intention of resisting. So Ge Weilong in the novel sighed helplessly and said, "In 3 months, I have become addicted to the life here." Second, the omniscient and omnipotent Ge Weilong, boundless desire and mana. If the Liang family mansion is compared to a devil's cave, then the big boss in this devil's cave is the concubine whose husband has died. Mrs. Liang in the novel is a refined egoist, materialistic and shrewd. When she was a maid, she was very independent and decided to marry a rich old man and wait for his death. It's a pity that the rich old man died too late. She consumed her youth and her beauty grew old, so she could never feel the hunger in her heart. She needs love so much, lots of love and love from many people. As the eldest heroine of the Liang family's house, Ge Weilong's and is still in her middle age. But her appearance is still there. She is young and powerful. She is resourceful. And she has superb management skills. Under her leadership, the Liang family's mansion was in order and prosperous. Ge Weilong and a group of maids worked together, and they were able to win everything from an extremely wealthy old man to a handsome young man. And Ge Weilong is described in the novel this way: a petite young woman in a suit stepped out of the car, dressed in black, with a green mask hanging from the brim of a black straw hat. On the mask, an emerald spider the size of a fingernail was fastened, shining in the sunlight, was crawling on her cheek, bright and dark, like a teardrop that was about to fall when it was bright, and like a mole when it was dark. The author feels that this omniscient, omnipotent, boundless mana, who can turn her hands into clouds and turn her hands into rain, is like the one in Snow White and the 7 dwarfs who constantly asks Mirror, "Mirror, who is the most beautiful in the world?" as woman's evil queen. It is also like the tree spirit grandma in a Chinese ghost story who has profound magic skills and controls thousands of banshees. She specializes in bewitching strong men to suck their souls. Third, Qiao Qiqi is showing shamelessness openly and nakedly in broad daylight. Qiao Qiqiao's handsome appearance has a kind of morbid beauty. His face is described in the novel as bloodless. Even the lips were pale, like a plaster statue. In his early 20s, he has many identities. He is an unpopular and down-and-out young man in a wealthy family. He is Ge Weilong's fiancé. He is also a hardcore scumbag who shows mercy at all times. He not only flirts with Aunt Ge Weilong, but also takes advantage of her. He had an affair with the maids in the Liang family mansion. Qiao Qiqiao's scumbag in the novel is a bit different. When dealing with Ge Weilong, he rarely conceals or cheats, but has a hint of truth. So this kind of scumbag is more advanced and more powerful. Lethality. Let's take a look at Qiao Qiqiao's true confession to Ge Weilong in the novel. I am not planning to get married. Weilong, I say this to you openly and honestly, because you have never played tricks in front of me. Weilong. Dragon. You are tired. You need a little happiness. After saying that, he bent down to kiss her. Weilong's face was stupefied. Qiao Qi whispered, Weilong, I can't promise you marriage, and I can't promise your love. I can only promise you happiness. Readers, come and take a look. What a lively and charming monster. With a scumbag's face that is not red and a heart that is not beating, and a scumbag who is naked and frank. However, this seemingly natural scumbag behavior is too lethal for a young girl who is not experienced in the world. The easiest thing to do. It is said that girls have a very effective sixth sense. When Ge Weilong walked into the Liang family mansion for the first time, he said to himself, I have walked into this ghostly world with my eyes open. If I am possessed by evil spirits, who do I blame? Yes, who can I blame? The author feels that this sentence was not only written by Zhang Ailing to Ge Weilong, but also to many female readers in later generations. In the Liang family mansion where monsters are rampant, Ge Weilong can never escape the dark fate of being at the mercy of others. So I really hope that all girls today can keep their eyes open, cherish life, and stay away from scumbags.
Alright, this story has come to an end. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.